Well, good morning, everybody. It's been a few days, and I apologize for that. I am part of a group called Patriot Anglers, and we take veterans and cops who've been through critical incidences, and we take them out on a fishing outing every so often to kind of help them deal with their PTSD and get away and reset. And it's a really neat thing to get to be a part of. And I was gone for a week on a fishing trip with that, which I have some video footage I'll post here in a little while where you guys can see some of that. But anyhow, I got home and I was gonna make some videos, but I live in Oklahoma where the wind blows. In the last couple days, yesterday we literally had 45 to 58 mile an hour sustained winds for a 12-hour period. I wasn't going outside in it, so I didn't get any videos. So we are gonna do chores today and kind of get things started, and I'll show you guys some of the stuff that I've done even through the wind. So my day starts out feeding the fish and the ducks. So we got a little bit of rain, but not enough to make a difference. But we haven't had any rain hardly at all in quite some time, so it was nice to get whatever we could get. I think we got like 3/10 of an inch over the last few storms that came through, but the winds have been just absolutely brutal, so there was absolutely no way I could get outside. I mean, you couldn't keep your hat on. It was just pretty brutal out there. So I did paperwork and got taxes and stuff like that done, and today I am going to spend my day kind of cleaning up anything that the wind blew. So just to show, can of starting fluid blew from off of my skid steer, I guess, out here. So there's going to be trash and stuff all over. So I'm going to hook up my little dump trailer onto the Argo, and I'm going to ride around and get everything kind of picked up and cleaned up. So I'm going to show you a few things that I did though, and something that I encourage everybody else to do. And that is, we started basically a food forest. And it's a little premature right now, but and in this food forest, I have apple trees, pears, plums, nectarines, oranges, peaches, apricots, figs, grapes, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries. This week I started and I put some of the trees where the little marking flags are. There's a bunch of asparagus there. Over at that one I have planted some rhubarb. Right here I have some kiwi fruit. All around that tree I put some ginger and shampoo ginger. Over where them flags are over there, I made a big row of onions, and we're gonna do basically two different gardens. I have my great big garden that we do every year, but I'm gonna do some research on all the nutrients that I've been putting in here in the wood chips that we've put in here to see if it makes that big of a difference. Now, I can say we've had no rain. I can't even hammer a T-post in the ground right now. I turned the sprinklers on. I have a bunch of fence to build to expand my sheep pens, and I had to build a bunch of fence, and I can't even hammer a T-post in the ground. It's so hard. So we come out here to plant the new blueberries and the new kiwi and all that, and I could literally put my gloves on and dig all the way through to the ground over a foot deep, and it was wet. Not like just damp, but wet. So the wood chips make a major difference. And the research I've read, it says that an inch of rain on an acre of land is 30,000 gallons of water. So if you just let it run off or evaporate, that's 30,000 gallons of water. Then wood chips make a huge reserve to kind of show, you know, the ability. I don't know the evaporation part, but I'm in total awe of how much difference it makes having wood chips down on retaining moisture. So if you live in an area like we do, where it is windy and dry and you have all these problems, you want to make dang sure that you put something on the ground to kind of hold that in. So we're going to go check on the sheep, the chickens, go right around and see what everything's doing. There's a mama with me. Awful early in the year, kind of was concerned about all that, but it's good. Had a couple of them got stepped on by the turkeys, but the mama's doing good, and she's got a couple more. So we got them baby chickens. I have a buddy of mine whose wife is a chicken lady. She has all kinds of different ones, and we picked up 40 different eggs from her, and we put them in the incubator. So it looks like all my buildings stayed intact, and I don't have tin blowing all over, and I don't see a lot of stuff blown over, so that's good. So on one of my posts, I reached out about naming my ram, and there's my big ram, and he's just a nice guy. And you guys named my little my little female Dottie, and when I reached out, I only got one person to name my ram, and they named him Bobby. So the big one is now Bobby. I find that hilarious. When I was in law enforcement, I was the undersheriff, and my sheriff's name was Bobby, and I always picked on him and told him he was hard-headed. So I got proof now. I got a sheep that's kind of hard-headed that I named after him. So thank y'all for the names. We actually have another ewe coming in sometime this week, hopefully, and we're going to try to start a little bit more meat production on that. So that's kind of it. I gotta get some wood chips. I'm gonna go get a load of wood chips today. I've got you gotta start getting a bunch of firewood and stuff cut. I got a rooster who's kind of feisty when I walk around. Thinks he's tough. That guy right there, every time I walk around, cause problems. But anyhow, I'm gonna hook on to the Argo, and I'm gonna go pick up my little trash thing I made out of a bin and ride around my fences and make sure I got all my trash picked up out here and try to start getting this place cleaned up and going. On a good note, on this fishing trip, there was a lot of hiking up and down some mountain trails. My new knee has done amazing. It hurt like hell. Can't say it didn't, but so did my other one, and so did my back, and so did my shoulders. So I'm going to call that fat old guy pain and not knee pain. So that's a good thing. Really excited about that. So we're going to go pick up some stuff, and I'll kind of show a little bit more what's going on. So see you guys in a second. So I'm out here picking up some trash. Here's my little setup. I call it an Argo, but it's actually I think it's a Mac something. It's amphibious. Works out really well. And I got a little trailer, and I cut a tote in half, and I use it to kind of put my trash on, and it just sits on there, able to kind of keep it loose and dump it out if I need to. Works really good for picking up trash and weeds and stuff like that. So neighbors, they don't ever pick up their trash, and it always blows in my yard. So I spend a lot of time picking up other stuff. There's a bag of feed. I don't buy feed like that. I buy feed from farmers. So I know this isn't mine, and it's kind of frustrating, but I'm planting cane and bamboo all the way around my whole property. So eventually you won't be able to see in here, and hopefully that'll stop a lot of that stuff from happening. So anyhow, I'm going to take my little ride around the fence row and get everything picked up. So if you're wanting to try your knee out and get back in shape, get in and out of your Argo for a while picking up trash around the fence. So I rode all the way around our place, which is 2 city blocks basically. Not basically, it is. And I rode all the inside and outside of the perimeter and picked up all the trash. Now understand, there were some people who picked up trash out here a little while ago, and we have some neighbors who just don't really care. They're okay, nice people that don't cause any problems, but every time they drive by, they throw trash out the window, or it's just horrible. I'm going to show you guys. Now literally less than a month ago, we all walked around and picked up trash, and on the inside of my fence, I pick up trash every day, and I'm starting to do it on the outside. That's kind of my walk. Instead of going for a long walk, I'm going to walk the perimeter of my fence, pick up trash every day to try to start getting back in shape. But look at this. This is a chemical tote trailer that I made. You guys can see, I mean, that's a big old deal, and it is literally halfway full of just trash that people just don't care. So anyhow, don't be that neighbor. Well, I have a few other things I need to do. We got some plants started and need to check the incubator and all that, but I'm done with the outside stuff. While I'm on that subject, I have to tie a bunch of crappie jigs today. So if you haven't checked out our other page, if you're new to this channel, I have a fly fishing channel called I've Got Bugs Fly Fishing on YouTube. We have our Facebook page called I've Got Bugs. Please check those things out. We have a website, I'veGotBugs.com. So if you guys are looking for any hoodies, we have hats, we have hoodies, we have fishing hoodies, we have beanie hats, we have boonie hats, stickers. We will be adding flies. However, this time of the year is really busy season for me on fly fishing. It's about to wrap up, so I literally don't have anything on the website. Everything has been sold out. But if you're in need of flies or crappie jigs or anything like that, message me and I can get you taken care of. That's how I make my living to support my homestead, so please support that. Please check out the websites, like, follow, share, all that kind of stuff, and I'm going to continue on with some of the other stuff we've got to get done today. So I'm inside my house right now. I'll show you guys kind of my setup for what I'm doing. My glasses have not transferred yet, so I'm gonna take them off, can't see. So anyhow, inside here I've got my I got a big aquarium that I've turned into my miniature greenhouse. Now in the wintertime, I usually keep a greenhouse. Well, it lasted about 3 years and the wind kind of beat it up, but I kept it thing going and going and going and going through the winter. Spent hundreds of dollars on propane and kerosene to keep it heated, and it I ended up losing all my plants. I still couldn't keep it warm enough. One of the projects that we'll be doing in the next month is a Wapani, I think it's called. It's an underground greenhouse. I've dug a hole that's 15 foot by 15 foot, 5.5 feet in the ground, and we're going to build a peak over it and make an underground greenhouse. So that'll be pretty neat. But for starting my plants, I start my plants kind of early so I can get a head start on them. And when I go outside with them, I can like have plants that are ready and be bearing fruit and be a little bit ahead of schedule, and I'll show you guys how I do it. So I have a 70-gallon aquarium. Them are just grow lights that you buy at Walmart. They're like $6 a piece, and they're really awesome. They have a selector switch on them that you can adjust from seeds to sprouts to fruit, so you can adjust it on what section you're doing. But you can see I started all my tomatoes, peppers, stuff like that from seed. I started some new stuff from seed yesterday. The thing works amazing. It keeps the humidity well. I don't know if I showed the top and it's dirty because I moved, but it's got that keeps the humidity in there. I just bought pigtail lights and wired up everything into a surge protector to where I can turn it on and off, and I can adjust it for what types of plants are there, and it works out really, really, really well to get my fruit going, my different fruits, my different vegetables, stuff like that that's going in the garden. And it gets me way ahead of time. It keeps the humidity at an unbelievable level. It just works absolutely amazing. So that is something, if you guys have an old aquarium around, they work great for seed starters because they give room for the plants to grow. They hold the humidity. And I go in there and I spray them with a squirt bottle every day, which I'm fixing to do, but it's hard to do holding the camera. And then I take my hand and I shake them, because that helps the plants build strength when they get out in the wind. So I literally rake my hands across all of them and help build them a little bit more endurance. So that works out really well. Here is our other little project that we got. And I got an incubator right there. We got 42 eggs started. They are all eggs off of random chickens. Like I said earlier, my buddy's wife raises chickens, and there's a little bit of everything in there. It is a true barnyard mix. So we try to add a variety and a variety and a variety. And this last year we had a really bad problem with coyotes getting into our place. So the federal trapper came out there and started getting rid of all the coyotes. So we're built back to a safe, amount of chickens, and we've put better fencing up. I put chicken wire all across the bottoms. We're putting a hot wire fence. Plus, here in the next week, we're going to literally plant cactuses all the way around the outside perimeter of our fence so that animals can't dig in or out, and probably keep turds from coming over too. So anyhow, that's today. I'm going to get after it, get some crappie jigs tied. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, follow, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.